Now we will see how all these 6 parts of the flanged coupling can be assembled together. So I will go to the SolidWorks and I will click on new, and here I am going to select assembly template. So select the assembly template and then click on OK here. Okay, so now this is the assembly layout. Okay, so for the into this assembly layout we have to bring our created or the modeled parts. So first we need to bring the flange number 1. So therefore what I do is on the left side I am going to click on the browse option here. Okay, so and I will bring the flange number 1 now. So I have gone to the folder flanged coupling. In that flanged coupling folder you can see that I have saved 6 part files here. Flange number 1, flange number 2, shaft, taper key, hexagonal bolt, hexagon nut. All these 6 parts have been saved in the same folder. So from these 6 parts, first I am going to select the flange number 1. Okay, so let me select the flange number 1 and I am going to place this flange number 1 exactly at the origin of the assembly layout. How it can be made? So take the cursor onto this feature manager tree icon here. Once you click on that, you are going to see this assembly tree. Okay, in the working assembly layout, that is here. So then in this assembly tree, okay, you go and choose the origin. So click on the origin option. So now what we have done is we have made the origin of the flange number 1 to coincide with the origin of the assembly layout. So this entire assembly layout will be having one origin. That origin and the origin of the flange number 1 part have become coincident. Okay, so that's why now the sketch has constraint. Okay, you can see here the sketch is fully defined. Okay, means assembly is fully defined now. Then what I do, we have to bring the next part. Which should be our next part now? Okay, so next part should be our, so I will, when I want to bring the next part, I will go to the insert components, I will go to browse. Okay, I am going to choose the shaft because shaft has to come next. Okay, so I am going to bring the shaft now. Okay, and I will place it somewhere here. So shaft has been placed here. Now the question is how this should be assembled with this flange number 1. Okay, so what I do now is I am going to use the mate option here. Okay, mate command. Then I am going to select this circular edge and this circular edge, and I am going to make the axis of the shaft collinear with the axis of the flange. So in order to do that, I am going to select these two circular edges, this one and this, any circular. Okay, any circular edge and the flange one can be selected. So I am going to use this one itself. Okay, when we do that, okay, you can see, okay, so these two circles have become concentric now, means their axes have become collinear. And also I wanted to do one more thing here. What I do is when I want to, let me close this, I'm going to expand this mates. This is concentric. Let me go for editing this. Okay, so when I go for defining a concentricity between this circle and this circle, so somewhere here, so by looking at this shaft, we can understand that this keyway should be on the right side, and the shaft should go to the which side? Left side. Means it should be flipped. In order to flip that, the moment you select this as concentric, somewhere at the bottom there is option called as anti-align. So you just click on this anti-align, so that the shaft will flip by 180 degree. Okay, so by doing this, okay, what we have done is we have brought the keyway towards the right side, and the shaft end will go to the left side. Okay, so this has to be done. Don't forget to click on the flip option. Okay, once you select the concentric option. Once it is done now, so this particular shaft can rotate and it can slide. Okay, left or right. Okay, is that clear? So therefore what I do now is, okay, so first I am going to align this particular face. So this particular face, so I have not selected the mate option yet. So let me select the mate option, and then let me select this vertical face which is present in this keyway here, and I am going to select vertical face which is present in the keyway of the flange here. These two vertical faces of the shaft and the keyway, okay, shaft and vertical faces present in the shaft and vertical face present in the keyway of the flange, okay, will be selected. Okay, once these two are selected, I am going to make this as coincident. Okay, let it be coincident and click on OK. So therefore those two planes have become parallel, and those two planes are aligned now. Once they are aligned, then what I do is I am going to select this particular face now. Okay, means phase 3 of this shaft 3 is selected, and this will be inserted. So what I am trying to do is, if I try to keep it in front view, I am trying to place this inside the which one, flange. So this shaft should be inserted inside the flange like this. Okay, so therefore what I do, I will select this face now, and I am going to align with this up to here. So then click on OK. Okay, you can see now. Okay, so the shaft has been inserted into the flange number 1. And we have inserted in such a way that the keyway which was present in the shaft and the keyway which is present in the flange, both are aligned. And when you try to keep this in right view now, you can see the complete keyway can be visible. And in this keyway, okay, this is in this entire keyway, the key will be inserted. That is, when we try to insert the key, okay, half of the key will go in the shaft, inside the shaft, and the remaining half of the key will go inside the keyway present in the flange. Okay, so therefore, and also you can see that the shaft 2 is completely constrained now. So let me keep it in isometric view. So if you try to move the shaft now, it cannot be moved left or right or top or down. Okay, top or bottom, and also it cannot rotate now. So all the degrees of freedom of the shaft has been eliminated with respect to the flange number 1. Okay, once this is done, okay, next I am going to bring the which one, key. Okay, so next we have to bring the key. So I am going to bring the taper key now. So let me bring the taper key, and I will place it somewhere here. Okay, once it is done, let me verify where towards which side taper is there. So you can see, so okay, so this side we have more right, and this side less right is there. Therefore taper is there from right to the left, and in the same direction we have to insert the key also, because this is very, very important. And also if you want to check in which direction taper is there in the flange, so you can turn on the hidden edges. You can see here. So this is the which one, tapered keyway. Okay, so therefore and also the key is also having taper in this direction from right to left. Keyway is also having the taper from right to left. Therefore we cannot insert the this key from the left side of the shaft. So key should be inserted always from right to the left. Okay, so therefore let me again keep it in front view. Let me bring back to the solid form. Okay, and then what I do now is I am going to align this one. So how to align this? So that is also very important. So simple way of aligning is what I can do is, let me identify where is the front plane. So this is the front plane of the assembly. Okay, and where is the front plane of the taper key? So front plane of the taper key is here. So simple way of aligning is just make the front plane of the taper key coinciding with the front plane of the which one? Front plane of the entire assembly, or the front plane of the flange. Okay, so that can be easily done. So go to the mate. I will select the front plane of the assembly, and I am going to select the front plane of the taper key here. So you can see taper key. So these two will be selected. The moment we select the front plane of the assembly and the taper key, you can see now. Okay, so these two have become coincident. You can see here. So they have become coincident, and then click on OK. Once it is done, okay, so then what we have to do? So let me keep it in okay, so right view. So you can see here, okay, the front planes have aligned. So then what we have to do is we have to go for bringing this face, this particular face of the key should come in contact with this face. Okay, so that is done. Then this particular face should come in contact with this. Somewhere some additional mating has been done. Let me check. Okay, I think there is some problem with the keyway inserted. Let me remove the which one relationship that I have added. So let me correct it here. Go to the mates. Okay, go to the mates. This is concentric option. Sorry, coincident option here. So just remove the coincident mate option first, and then this coincident should be removed. Okay, and then coincident here, it is actually correct, but let me try to take out this key. So where is the key now? So this is the taper key. Okay, so now the taper key is free to move anywhere here. Okay, and let me check the top view. Okay, so the top view is correct, and front view, in the front view it can be moved up and down. So therefore I don't know where we went wrong. So let me correct it now. So what I do now is I'm going to bring, instead of bringing this face, okay, sorry, I think I did a mistake in I did a mistake in giving the coincident relationship between this particular face and this face. So it is not actually correct, because already the front planes have become coincident, therefore there is no use in using this face and this face. Instead of that, we know that, okay, so the bottom face of the key should go and rest on the bottom face of the keyway in the which is made on the shaft. Okay, so first align those two. Once they are aligned now, okay, so now if you try to keep it in front view, so it can be moved like this. Again, why it is? Just a minute, I think that relation is not included. So I think I had not turned on the mate. So let me turn on the mate now. Okay, so select the bottom face here, and then this particular top face or the bottom face of the keyway in the shaft, select these two and click on OK. Once it is done, okay, let me check here whether it is added. Yes, it is added now. Okay, you can check it here. This particular face is aligned with this face here. So then that is done. So now if you try to keep it in front view, and if you try to move here, so we can easily insert the keyway now in this direction. Okay, and in the top view also, if you try to check it here, so it cannot be moved up or down here in the top view. So only option now is we can move this key from right to the left, and we can insert that into the keyway. So therefore what I do now is in order to insert it, when it is inserted perfectly, so this particular face now, that is mate, I will go to the mate now. This particular face of the keyway will come in, come and coincident with this particular plane here. Okay, so select those two and give the coincident assembly relation, then give it OK. So this is how we can go for inserting the key into the keyway in the shaft and in the flange. Okay, so this is the isometric view, and if you want to check the hidden edges, you can see like this, and this is the front view. Okay, so this is this indicates that we have connected one of the shaft, okay, from which power has to be transmitted to the flange with the help of a single taper key. Now same thing has to be done for another flange now. So in order to do for another flange, okay, so let me save this file first. So I'm going to save this as assembly 1, and I'm going to give the name as flanged coupling. Okay. Then what I do, I'm going to bring the next part. So that is I will go to the insert components, go to the browse. Okay, I'm going to bring the second flange now. So flange number 2 will be brought. So and it will be placed somewhere here. Then what I do for the flange number 2 also, I'm going to insert the shaft first. So I'm going to bring which one now? So I'm going to bring the shaft again. Okay, there should be 2 shafts now, because power has to be transmitted from one shaft to the another shaft. So therefore in the flange number 2 also one more shaft should be there. So therefore I have brought one more shaft now. Okay, so then what I do is I'm going to, so whatever I did it for flange number 1, same thing I'm going to do it now for flange number 2 also. So I will use mate, and I will select this circular edge, and I will select this particular circular edge. I will make them as concentric. Okay, once they are made concentric, at the same time we will also flip it in this direction, then give it OK. Now you can see since we have not constrained the flange number 2, okay, when we are trying to move this one, both are moving. Okay, so let it be like that. So what I do now is I'm going to give it OK now. So again I will go to the mate. So first let me check where is the front plane of the shaft number 2. So front plane of the shaft number 2 is here. Okay, and I'm going to make this align with the which one, front plane of the flange number 2. So this is the front plane of the flange number 2. Okay, and this is the front plane of the shaft number 2. Okay, so therefore these two will be made as coincident. How it can be made? I will go for selecting mate now. Okay, so already the front plane of the which one? So you can see here the front plane of the second shaft is selected. Okay, now I need to select the front, which one, front plane of the flange, second flange. So I am going to expand this second flange here, flange number 2, and I am going to select its front plane. So once it is done, okay, so you can see those two have become coincident. Then give it OK. Is that clear? So then what I do is I will try to insert this inside the hole here. So therefore I will go for selecting this one and this particular face. So then it has been inserted. Okay, so this completes which one, this completes the insertion of second shaft into the second flange. Once it is done, we need to put the which one, key here. So how to put the key? So that is the question. So in order to put that key now, again, okay, so again let me verify, let me keep it in front view, and let me turn on the hidden edges. Okay, so if you look at this second flange, again the taper is there from right side to the left side. So therefore the key should also be inserted in such a way that the taper portion okay, goes towards the which side, the left side. The smaller portion of the key should go to the left, and the larger portion of the key, or the larger height of the key, remains on the right side. Okay, so that has to be done. Now I am going to bring the which one, I am going to bring the next component as key again. So taper key will be taken again, because we have to establish the connection between shaft number 2 and the flange number 2. In order to do this, we require one more key. And if you try to keep it in front view now, okay, so again this key is having taper from right to the left. Okay, so therefore this is the correct way of inserting the key into the keyway in the shaft and the flange number 2. So what I do now is I will go to the mate. Okay, so first I am going to select the front plane of the which one, I am going to select the front plane of the shaft number 2 now. Let me select here. So this is shaft number 2. So I will select the front plane of the shaft number 2, and then I will also select the okay, front plane of the taper key. So these two will be selected and they will be aligned together. So once they are aligned together, then okay, what I do is I am going to select the bottom face of this key. Okay, and the bottom face of the keyway of the which one, shaft number 2. These two will be selected. Align them. Once they are aligned together, then we can go for inserting this key now. Okay, so in order to insert it, select this particular face of the key. Okay, right face of the key, and this particular shaft like this. So key is inserted now. Okay, so key is inserted. Okay, into the which one, flange number key is inserted into the keyway present in the shaft number 2 and flange number 2. Once it is done, okay, so now both the shafts have been connected to flange number 1 and flange number 2 respectively with the help of key number 1 and key number 2. That is, 2 taper keys have been used. Then what we need to do, okay, we have to reverse the direction of this entire flange number 2. Okay, so flange number 2, okay, means this particular face should come in contact with this face. So how it can be done now? So I will go for mate now. Okay, so then I will select this circular edge of the flange number 2 and this circular edge of the flange number 1. But they have become coincident. But here what I do is I am going to flip them. So here there is an option called as anti-aligned. So make it as anti-aligned like this. So they have been aligned now. Okay, so then give it okay. So now we can see they have become coincident, but now, okay, so they have become coincident, but now as you can see here, the flange number 2 can rotate, okay, along with the shaft number 2 and key 2. You can check that. I don't know. Okay, I think this is visible. You can see shaft 2 is rotating, key 2 is rotating, and the flange number 2 is rotating. So only thing is we have to prevent the rotation now. So how to prevent the rotation? Okay, so we can do in several ways. But let me show here. When we want to prevent the rotation, as it can be seen in this isometric view of the isometric view of this flanged coupling here. Okay, so if you are taking this as the shaft number 1 and if this as the shaft number 2, okay, so the angle between the key 1 and the key 2 is actually 90 degree apart. Okay, you can see here. So this is present in the top plane. Okay, that is this is present on the top of the shaft here, while here it is present in the it is present at 90 degree from the first key. That is, second key is located at an angle of 90 degree from the first key. Okay, so that you can observe here in this isometric view. If this type of arrangement has to be satisfied, then what I do is, okay, so already I know that, so let me first keep it in isometric view. Okay, so first let me verify where is the key number 1. Okay, means where is exactly the key. So this is actually on the top. Okay, so you can take it as 0 degree. Then what we need to do is we have to turn this like this and we have to align. So this should be the angle between the first key and the second key should be how much? 90 degree. So it can be arranged like this, something like this. So you can check it here. This is at 0 degree here, means it is above, and here it is in front of the shaft. So then what I can do is slightly by rotating, I will be able to align them. Okay, like this. So now what I do is I will go for you can see now if I try to keep the keep this model in right view. Okay, so by rotating this now, okay, you cannot see the other side, but when it is rotated like this, okay, you can see that the hole in the flange number holes made in the flange number 2 are exactly matching with the holes which are present in the flange number 1. Okay, so therefore, and here this key is in front of the shaft. Okay, and if I go to the back side view, okay, here the key is above the shaft. Okay, so therefore this is the correct arrangement now. Okay, so now in order to define but still it can rotate. So for that what I do, I will select mate. I am going to select this circular edge here, and I am going to select on the back side this circular edge. When these two circular edges are selected, okay, I think it is taking coincident option. So I think at one side it has taken it is not edge. Oh, okay, sorry, I think here phase 1, phase edge 2 are selected. Let me delete this. I think phase 1 has selected, delete that. Okay, select this inner surface and select this particular inner surface. Okay, and then you can see they have become concentric now. So make it as concentric and give it OK and click on OK. So therefore this completes which one? This completes the connection of flange number 1 to the flange number 2. Okay, but here we have not completely which one? We have not completely connected them. Only thing is, so we have brought the left face of the flange number 1 in contact with the right face of the flange number 2. That is what we have done. But still, okay, these two flanges can separate. Okay, because these two are not bolted together. So we have to insert the bolts now. Okay, so therefore I will go to the insert components. I will go for bringing the bolt one. So that is first bolt will be brought here. Okay, and then I am going to select mate option, and I am going to select this cylindrical portion of the bolt, and I am going to select somewhere here this cylindrical portion here, so that the bolt axis and this hole axis will be aligned. Okay, they will become collinear. Once they become collinear, so then what I do is I am going to also give. So I am going to also bring the front plane. So the front plane of the bolt. So let me select the front plane of the bolt. Where is that? Here. So I think this is the bolt. So this is the front plane of the bolt. So this front plane of the bolt will be aligned with the front plane of the assembly. Okay. So done. Then what I do is once it's aligned, then I'm going to take this face of the bolt head will come in contact with this particular face. So insert it. Once it is inserted, okay, so you can see now the thread portion has come out here. So for this thread portion we have to fix the which one? Nut. We have to turn the nut against this thread now, so that the two flanges will be rigidly assembled. Okay, under the mechanical forces, because when we are turning the nut, it applies the compressive force onto the two objects, and they will be held together. So therefore what I do now is I am going to bring the nut now. So let me go for bringing the nut. Okay, so and I am going to place it somewhere here. Then what I do, I will first align the axis of the nut and the axis of the bolt. So for that I am going to use mate option now. I am going to select this cylindrical surface and this particular cylindrical surface, and make the axis of the nut coinciding with the axis of bolt. Once it is done, okay, so I think what I need to check here is, when this is done, so let me go back to that mating option now. Okay, so because when it is kept in front view, you can see this side is the chamfered side of the nut. But okay, so always the flat side of the nut should go and make contact with this one. Okay, so therefore we have to flip the which one? We have to flip this face of the nut. So this chamfer side of the nut should come to the left, and the flat face of the nut should come to the right. So in order to do that, what I do is I will go for mates here. So these are all the different mates options we have used. So I will go to the last mate, that is concentric. I will go for editing that. Okay, and when I go for editing, I will click on this anti-aligned. So when I click on that, you can see the chamfer face will come to the left, and the flat face will go to the right side. Okay, so that has been done now. Okay, so once it is done, now what I can do is I can select the front plane. I will go to the mate. Okay, I will select the front plane of the assembly, and I will select the which one? Front plane of the nut now. I will select the front plane of the nut here. Okay, and I will make it as straight like that. So why I am aligning the front plane of the nut with the front plane of the assembly is, when I am going to see the front view, okay, so I want to see these three faces. I want to see these three faces of the nut. Similarly for the bolt also same thing. When we are going to visualize in the front view, so three faces of the nut should be visible. Okay, suppose if it's not properly aligned, then you may see, suppose if I go to the top view now, so only two faces of the nut will be visible like this. Okay, so same thing is for which one? Bolt also, only two faces will be visible. That's why what we do is I am aligning the front plane of the assembly with the front plane of the nut. Okay, so all this will come by experience, but just learn about how to assemble this bolt and nut. So orientation and all you can worry later. Okay, so then what I do now is I will go to the mate again. I want to bring this flat face of the nut, okay, in contact with this. So once it is done, so select the mate option now. This particular face should come in contact with this. Then click on OK. Okay, so therefore this completes the which one? Insertion of a single bolt and insertion of a single nut to that particular bolt. But now you may be thinking to do the same thing 3 times, okay, for the 3 remaining holes, but don't do that. So similar to how we made these holes by using circular pattern, in the same way we can also go for inserting the remaining 3 bolts and nuts by using circular pattern. Okay, so in assembly layout also, okay, we can find something called as here. Okay, assembly features not here. Okay, so somewhere here. Okay, here. So just go to the assembly tab. In that assembly tab, go to the linear components. So under that you can go for a circular component pattern. So use the circular pattern component. Okay, so once you go to the circular pattern component, first it is asking about which axis. So which axis? So I'm going to select this particular edge. Okay, or I am going to select this particular inner edge here. Okay, so about this circular edge I need to bring a few more bolts and nuts. Okay, so then what is the angle here? Angle should be 90 degree. and how many I require? 4 I require. Okay, so then components to pattern. So which component should be patterned now? I need to pattern the bolt and nut. So therefore, where is my bolt? So that is this bolt and this nut. Okay, so this bolt as well as the nut, so both have been selected here. You can see part 5 is hexagonal bolt and part 6 is hexagonal nut. Those two has been selected as components to be patterned, and we need to pattern around this circular edge here, and the distance between the two adjacent components should be 90 degree, and we need 4 in numbers. Okay, so this is what we have done. You can see it is also showing the preview now. So this side it is showing 3 nuts, and this side it is showing 3 bolts. Okay, so then click on OK. So now you can see 3 more bolts and 3 more nuts have been inserted. Okay, so therefore the assembly, so both the flanges have been rigidly connected now. Okay, and the 2 shafts have been rigidly connected with each other, and when one of the shaft rotates now, it will also make the another shaft to rotate. Is that clear? Okay, so let me go for saving this file now. So I think a file has been already saved, and this is the isometric view. Okay, so this is going to be the top view, and this is going to be the left view. Okay, and this is going to be the right view, and this is going to be the front view, and with hidden edges. Okay, so this is going to look like this. Okay, and in the top view it is going to look like this. Okay, and this is going to be the shaded form. This is shaded with edges, and again I will keep it in isometric view. And let me go for now getting that front view, top view and side view of this assembled coupling. So let me close this one now, and let me go for opening the drawing template. So go to the drawing template. Okay, and then click on OK, and then choose A4 size sheet, but sheet should be of landscape orientation. So I will use A4 with landscape here. Give it OK. But now as it now you can see we have got the drawing sheet here. Okay, but on the left side of the drawing sheet you can see it is asking for part or the assembly to be imported to this to this drawing layout. Okay, so therefore you can go for clicking on browse, but don't do that, because first we have to change the type of projection. So close that one and go and right click on the sheet 1 and sheet 1 icon, and then select the properties. Here change the type of projection as first angle projection. Then you go to the view layout here, and then you select the model view. Then you go for browse. Then you can go for selecting the assembly 1 that we have created. Okay, for the flanged coupling. So select that. Right now we are trying to get only the single view. So what you have to do is you have to click here on the create multiple views. Okay, and select the front view, select the top view, select the isometric view and the right view. So select all the 4 views. Okay, so and you can click on OK here. Is that clear? So this is how it looks. So isometric view can be adjusted here, something like this. Okay, isometric view can be adjusted, and this particular right side view can be dragged towards the front view, and this top view can be dragged towards the front view like this. So this is front view, this is top view, this is side view. Okay, so this is the isometric view. Now if you want to add the bill of materials, what you can do, go to the insert, go to tables, go to bill of materials. Okay, so again I will select this I'm going to select this isometric view. Okay, sorry, just close this one. Go to the insert now. Okay, and then go to the tables, go to the bill of materials. Now it is asking for the view. Select this isometric view, top level only, give it OK. Okay, and you can insert to somewhere here. You can see description column is empty because we have not added any description so far to any of the part. Okay, so we can delete the column number C now, and we can move this to somewhere here. And you can check now in the bill of materials table. Okay, part number 1 is the flange number 1. Part 2 has been taken as the shaft. Part 3 has taken as the taper key. Means the sequence in which we assemble the parts. In that particular sequence, the part number has been listed here. Okay, so part number 4 is flange number 2, part number 5 is external bolt, and part number 6 is external nut. And as you can see here, part number 1 quantity of part number 1, that is flange number 1, is 1 shaft. 2 shafts have been used, 2 taper keys have been used. Okay, 1 flange number 2 is used, 4 external bolt have been used, and 4 external nuts have been used. So it is exactly same as the bill of materials which is given here. So therefore software is automatically taking all the counts of the parts, okay, that we have used for that we have used in this assembly process. Okay, so therefore this is how we can go for getting the front view, top view, and side view. Okay, in addition to this, okay, so if you show this much in the examination, it is sufficient. But in addition to this, okay, so if you want to show the suppose if you want to show let me show it here. Okay, if you want to show the off sectional front view above the axis of the shaft like this, then what you can do is you can go to view layout here, you can go to the section view. Okay, so here there will be two options, section, full section and off section. Go to the off section here. Then there is something called as top side right. Select this top side right and select the center of the which one, right side view here. Okay, and then it is asking for auto hatching now. Okay, so if you want to skip as I was telling in the case of assembly of the screw jack, okay, so we can, so we know that some of the parts should not be hatched, okay, or should not be sectioned. So which are those shaft? So therefore what you can do is you can select this particular shaft here. So shaft 1, here it is I think part 3, that is shaft should not be sectioned. Okay, so then this particular bolt should not be sectioned, this bolt should not be sectioned. Okay, so then which should not be sectioned? Okay, I think these are the things which should not be sectioned. Okay, and also in the same way bolt should not be sectioned. Okay, so let it be like this. It is just a way. Okay, so this is the way by which we can avoid sectioning of machine components which should not be sectioned, like bolts and nuts. Okay, fasteners should not be sectioned. Okay, key should not be sectioned. Okay, therefore if you want to select the key, I think it is not visible in the right side view. Okay, I think here it is visible, right side view. I can select the key also. Okay, so I can select the key here. Taper key has been selected now. Okay, so therefore this is how we can go for selecting the components which will be excluded from the section cut. So then click on simply cut on OK now. Then I can go for bringing this which one, front view, and I can align with this align with the already existing front view like this. So manually we need to adjust. Okay, so this is how it looks. Okay, so this is looking almost same as what given in this which one, sectioned view, off sectional front view above the axis. Okay, so therefore it is exactly matching here. So this is the way by which we can get the sectional front view. Now you can see that this particular shaft is not hatched and here the bolt is not hatched like that. Okay, so just remember that this is all about modeling of which one, modeling and assembling of which one, flanged coupling of protected type. Okay, now I am going to save this file as assembly1 flanged coupling, and this will be saved as the drawing file. Thank you.